Namaste to all. In this session, we are going to continue the chapter Electronic Spreadsheet. Now we are going to discuss about commonly used basic functions in CalC. What is a function? A function is a predefined formula. Every functions begin with a equal to sign and it is enclosed by the parenthesis and arguments in the functions are separated by comma. Here we are going to see some of the functions are sum, average, max, min, count. Sum is used to add the values in a range of cell and average is used to find out the average of values contained in the range of cell. Max is used to find the largest value from the range of cell and min is used to find the minimum value in the range of cell. Count is used to count the number of cells within a range of cells. So here they given a syntax. So every functions begin with a equal to followed by the function name and it is enclosed by the or and it is enclosed by the parentheses and each arguments are separated by comma. Next, we are going to discuss about formatting tools in CalC. Formatting is a method. It is used to format the text in our worksheet. So, some of the formatting tools are font. It is used to apply different font types on a worksheet. By using a font, we can change the font styles in a worksheet. And then font size. So, the font size is used to apply different font size on a worksheet. So by using the font size, we can change the size of the text in our worksheet. And bold, it make our text as bold. Italic, it make our text as italic. Underline, so it is used to underline the text in a worksheet. Left alignment, it is used to align the text in a cell to the left. And center alignment is used to align the text in a cell to the center and then right alignment it is used to align the text in a cell to the right. This alignment text are used in the cell to align the text in the worksheet. Increase decimal places. It shows more precise value by showing more decimal places. And decrease decimal places. If you want to decrease the decimal place in a numerical date value means you can use the decrease decimal places. It shows less precise decimal places. Next, we are going to discuss about formatting a range of cells with decimal values. Here the picture shows the before formatting and after formatting with decimal places. Now we are going to see the steps to format a cell to required number. First we have to select the range of cells and then open a format cell dialog box. Click the number tab, select the number and change the decimal places as required. Here you can see the example of formatting the number. Going to discuss about formatting a range of cells to display times. Here we are going to see how to display the time in our worksheet. First we have to select the range of cell, open the format cell dialog box and click the number tab and select the time category and select the category time should be displayed. After that we have to click OK. So here you can see the display time as different formats. Now we are going to discuss about formatting alignment of a cell range. We can also format the labels and values by using the left, right, center alignment icons which is present on the standard toolbar. First we have to select the range of cells and then open format dialog box and click alignment tab and select left or right or center alignment. At end we have to click OK. Then the text will be aligned. Next, I will demonstrate you how to format the cells in a worksheet. First, we have to select the range of cells in a worksheet and then go for the format menu, select cells. A format cell window will appear. In the number tab, we have to select the category number and we have to change the decimal places 0 into 4 and then click OK. Now you can change. Now you can see the difference in the worksheet. So if you want to decrease the decimal places means again go for the format cell and use the decrease decimal places 4 into 2. Now you can see the changes in the worksheet. Next we are going to see how to format the alignment into the cell by using the alignment tab. We have to select the alignment tab and we have to choose the option text orientation and change the orientation of the text by using the degree. Click OK. Now you can see the cell orientation has been changed. Next we are going to see how to add the borders into the cell. So I am going to select the border option. So in that border tab I have to select a particular border size and I want to give a background of the border, so that I have to go for the background tab and I have to select the color and and we can also format the values into a time. So for that we have to select the time and we can change the format of the time also and then click OK. Now you can see the differences in the formatting cells options. Are going to discuss about using the fill handle. So this method is used to fill the next cell till you drag it with the next predefined value. For example, if you want to fill the number in a sequence of 1, 2, 3 or days of the week as Monday, Tuesday or in the month as Jan, Feb, enter the first two values, select them and drag to the next cells till you wish to continue the series in sequence. Now I am going to demonstrate you how to fill the data by using autofill handle method. First we have to enter the values into the cell and then we have to select the range of values from from the cell and then we have to click and drag the corner of the cell. Now the data has been filled automatically. So it can fill the sequence of data by using the values. Next I am going to demonstrate you how to fill the weeks of the day by using the autofill method. First, we have to enter the day which we want to start. Here, I'm going to start Sunday. I'm start Sun month, and then I have to select the data, and then similarly we have to click and drag at the corner of the data, and then we have to drop the arrow. Now we can see the days of the weeks are filled automatically by using the autofill handle method. Next, we are going to discuss about how to copy a formula using copy paste command. First, we have to select the cell and then we use a shortcut Ctrl plus C to copy the content. Next, we have to select the cell to which the formula is to be pasted. At last, we have to paste the content by using the shortcut Ctrl plus V. Next, we are going to discuss about referencing. Referencing is the way to refer the formula or function from one cell to the next cell along the row or column. There are three types of referencing: relative referencing, mixed referencing, and absolute referencing. Next, we are going to discuss about relative referencing. When you are dragged any formula in any row or column in any direction, the formula gets copied in the new cell with the relative reference. Almost all spreadsheet applications use relative referencing by default. Now I'm going to demonstrate you how to use the relative referencing in our worksheet. First, we have to enter the data into the worksheet. Here I'm entering the value of month, total revenue, and total expenses. Once we enter the value, then we have to place the mouse pointer into the new cell, and then we have to enter the formula. So here I'm using the formula equal to B3 minus C3. So once we enter the formula after gently press the enter. Now it shows the difference between the B3 and C3 and then we have to click and drag the formula downwards in columns. The row number of the cell addresses gets one added. In the same way, when you drag the formula horizontally from the left to right column, the column name of the cell addresses is added on the next column later. Next, we are going to discuss about mixed referencing. A mixed reference is a reference that refers to a specific row or a column. And then absolute referencing. In absolute referencing, a dollar sign is used before the column name as well as row number to make it constant. So next, we are going to see how to use the mixed referencing and absolute referencing into our worksheet. Next, we will see about absolute referencing. Here I am enter the formula. I am using a dollar sign in front of the column name as well as the row name to make the value as constant. Next, I will demonstrate you how to use the mixed referencing by using the multiplication tables. Here I am given the column value C5 as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and the B 6 as a 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and then I'm entering the formula equal to dollar B6 into C dollar 5. So here we use the dollar in front of the column name or the row name to make the value as constant. And then once we enter the formula equal to dollar B6 into C dollar 5, we have to click and drag the cell from the downwards, or we can click and drag the cell from the left to right side of the cell, so it will gives the value of the formula which we entered into the input line. So this is the best example for the mixed referencing. Now you can see 10 ones are 20, 10 twos are 20, 10 threes are 30, 10 fours are 40 and 10 fives are 50. Similarly, you can check 20 ones are 20, 20 twos are 40, 20 threes are 60, 20 fours are 80 and 20 fives are 100. Next, we are going to discuss about how to create a chart in spreadsheet. There are different types of chart in a spreadsheet. First, we are going to see about the column chart. It is used to compare the classes of data items. And then bar chart is also used to compare the classes of data items in a group. Line chart is similar to the column chart and bar chart. It is also used for comparing classes of data items. And then pie chart is used to comparing the class of data item as percentage. XY scatter chart is used to comparing data in pairs. Next, we are going to see how to create a chart column chart. First, we have to follow the steps to given below to create a chart. Select the range of data and then we go for the insert menu, select chart. After that, we have to select the type of chart. From the type category, we have to select column chart and then click finish. In the next session, I will demonstrate you how to create a chart in spreadsheet. Thank you.